Hey, it's a Scotch Test Dummies. We got Laphroaig Triple Wood.
Boom, and a manga shirt. This is another one of my masterpieces.
Yet another manga shirt.
Woo!
Let's test it.
Test it! All right, Bruno, so we got Triple Wood, Laphroaig, and manga.
Why do you keep pulling out Laphroaig on me?
And the shirt.
And
it's like they go hand in hand, baby.
Like mango, but manga.
Manga is a Japanese style.
Feminine.
No.
Mango.
That would be in Spanish. Check this beauty out, baby. Look at that beauty. Look at that.
It's a beauty, all
You
right.
can't even buy these anymore. That's how rare they are.
Yeah.
They're as rare as old whiskey. As rare as old whiskey. I'm telling you, someday these will be highly sought after. Someday. Someday.
Not today.
Not today, at least by you. So Laphroaig, we were doing, you know what? These Laphroaigs have been sitting around with us for a while, and I've been telling Scott, I want to do a shootout with all our Laphroaigs. But in order to do that, we like to review them all individually first, then bring them together as a family and try a shootout.
We had an Ardbeg shootout.
We did, lovely.
And Bart enthusiastically started, smoke, baby, smoke, smoke, smoke,
smoke. Go watch that.
Yeah.
That's
Ardbeg shootout.
Ardbeg shootout.
Now, as I was pouring that, if you've seen, I made a funny face. It's because of the it's because of the color. That is for a Laphroaig. I think that's one of the deeper colors that we've seen. And it's a non-age statement.
All right. Color I'm always suspicious of, though, even with my favorite Laphroaigs.
We did the last one we did, the Select, they said was naturally colored.
Okay.
No color
Let's hope it's the same here.
I would assume the same with the Laphroaig.
I don't ever assume. I'm always worried that they're going to say, hey, we got to color it up a little bit. So let's hope not. Let's hope not. Yeah. No color additive needed. We don't need it. This is another NAS, though. The Triple Wood and the Select were both NASs. I'm very used to the quarter cask. I'm very used to their standard 10-year. I'm very used to their 10-year cask strength, my favorite. So, and then these came, whoa, that's like offensive.
Party foul.
Yeah, I slurped some out. I apologize.
Sloshed it.
Goodness. Sorry. All right.
I definitely got a sweetness on the nose. Now this is the 3 wood has been in 3 different casks.
Right.
It's been in prior filled bourbon casks.
Yes.
It's been in the European oak casks.
Right. The big sherry butts or the big butts or whatever. Big butts do not lie. You got anything on that?
What was the third wood? Bourbon barrels. Oh, the quarter casks.
Bingo, that's right.
And then the final maturation comes in the large European oak casks.
There you go.
And there's a subtle sherry sweetness to it.
All I get on the nose is peat and oak. I don't get anything else.
Well, the first sniff I took, there was that sweetness in there. I won't tell you it was a sherry sweetness, but there was definitely a sweetness that I got with it as well.
It's a sweetness. Now, I'm going to tell you. Hold on. There's something else there. Holding on. All right. First of all, this is not the distinct Laphroaig Peated that like reaches out of the glass and grabs you.
Thank you for that.
I'm missing it. Oh my goodness. There's something else here. There's a little bit almost of that mesquite wood deep underneath.
Earthiness?
Yeah. I'm with you there. It's almost got like when you fresh turned earth.
Yep.
That's right on.
Yep. Soil, dirt.
And maybe a hint. Boy, I don't know. There's something else there I'm not quite able to peg as we speak, and I don't have it in my notes, but I'm smelling something that it's on like the tip of my brain node.
Wow. The peat is definitely stronger than in the Select cask. I'm going to guess. I'm not guessing. I'm going from memory. That does have a little bit more peat. The Select cask I found surprisingly smooth.
Woo! Wow.
Yeah.
There's 2 things going on there. This is a young whiskey, first of all. I know it's an NAS, but this is a young whiskey. There's an alcohol bite in it from the youth. And you're right, the peat is not in the nose, But holy moly, there's a peat on the flavor.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would agree. The nose was a little deceiving.
Very much
on
so.
the peat.
What's the ABV?
48.
Okay.
So
all
it
right.
is a
That's
little
starting
higher.
to match.
Yeah.
It's starting to match when I'm getting there because I was. Huh. There's a tingle.
Now, we'll see with the water what that brings out. But I can tell you right now, peat, an earthiness. At first I got a sweetness, but I haven't gotten it since.
All right. This is a dram that has benefited from having a little bit of air time, a little bit of open and oxidization. Because I put in early that it's got a lighter peat, but on the taste it does not. Not now it doesn't. I'm telling you, nowhere near.
Well, fact is, the Select, I was going to try to trade you.
Shoot. Spouse.
You got on me once
I
or
did.
twice.
Sorry. She probably thinks
It's
we're
called
done filming.
Vibrate.
I know.
Before we shot the review of the Select, I thought I'm gonna have to try to trade this to Bart. And then after we shot the review and I had it again, I was like, I'll keep this one because I like that peat. It's a lot milder and a lot smoother. This is more the Laphroaig style peat, harsh in your face.
No. Gentle hugging. Bring it. Bring it. My wife's calling me twice. That makes a rule. We're gonna have to pause to make sure there's not an emergency.
Yep.
All right, not an emergency.
I was gonna say, just as I had brought that last, I'd added water, and just as I brought it up to my mouth, I could smell and just got a hint of a sherry.
Okay, for Laphroaig, this is weird for me. This is like a Frankenstein Laphroaig because the nose is not calling Laphroaig to me at all. But the palate is. The palate is Laphroaig all the way with some stuff. The nose, nope.
And I added a couple drops of water. It's still borderline high on the ABV. I'm going to put just another little drop in there. See what
My
happens.
nose with water is I get a flowery hops. That hoppiness that you get from a beer, I get in this a bit of baking bread and a hint of fig. Thank goodness I tasted this when I had a lot of time because I'm not getting all that here. I'm getting a lot more peat punch. I get a little wintergreen. There's a lot of sweetness hiding in the background and a lingering caramel aftertaste that sits in the back underside of my tongue.
Yeah. I would agree with the caramel. I don't know about the wintergreen.
It's on the taste.
This is one I definitely like with water. This out of the bottle at 48% is a little harsh. Water has brought it down. It's more palatable, more enjoyable.
I concur.
Still, for me, a little bit too much on the peat.
Love it. All right, what the Select did not do for me, this one does. All right, again, the color of the bottle is perfect. This green color, I'm telling you, this is not your standard 10-year Laphroaig or your quarter cask Laphroaig. It's not even close to your cask strength. This is definitely like a Laphroaig Frankenstein. It's got your attention. You can tell the Laphroaig's in it, but it's bringing you some different stuff, and I'm digging it.
Scoring?
$92. Bingo. Pay no attention to his. No, I'm kidding. No, that's perfect. That's where we're different. You know what? I didn't have this one scored as high on my original notes. I somehow remembered this as being a little bit more oaky, and I'm not getting that in it now, and I'm very, very pleased with it. I can't wait to do our shootout with this. This is like my dream shootout.
Yeah.
You're looking forward to it, aren't you?
No.
You need to line up a sherry shootout.
Mm-hmm.
You do. Just saying sherry shootout. That would be good.
Would be delicious.
Line that up, baby, because I love our shootouts.
87, it's okay. The peat's a little harsh in it for me. Side by side, I'd take the Laphroaig Select. It's a little milder. ABV's a little bit lower, and the peat is just a little bit smoother, a little bit mellower with it.
Which is why I scored it low.
Let's just take a quick second here.
This is great.
Triple Cap on YouTube had replied after we did it was the Tobermory, which was a sherried Scotch. And usually we go into if this is sherried, if it's peated. I prefer the sherry. Bart prefers the peat.
Yes.
Triple Cap had commented. He had a humble suggestion. Lose the peat versus sherry concept. It may take a while, but to really be a Scotch reviewer, you have to embrace both styles. That's just his 2 cents.
We do.
Yes, and I have warmed up now. And at first, I mean, I didn't really care for peats, and I still don't. I try to give it an honest review, but I think what we're trying to bring, and we do, is there's
different palates.
80, I would say 75% of the whiskey world prefers one or the other.
Well, it couldn't. 75%
no, I'm just saying
prefers
that
one or the other.
25% of Scotch drinkers love both.
Okay. All right.
I don't know, I'm just guessing. We haven't polled.
You're saying has like a home base.
A home base, exactly.
A home base.
Is either going to prefer peat or they're going to prefer
Or it could
Scotch.
be or a crown.
I
want a crown.
Maybe it's 50%.
No, I hear what you're saying.
50%. I don't know.
I hear what you're saying. Here's what I love on this. We're totally open.
Yeah, well, and what we're trying to bring and do is that say, hey, generally I preferred sherries. And with the Laphroaig Select, which we just reviewed a couple of weeks ago, I tell you, this is good. If you prefer the sherries and you like a little bit of peat, try the Laphroaig Select.
Well, when we started this whole experiment called Scotch Test Dummies, I really hadn't even fully. I mean, I was starting to like the Compass Box, but I hadn't become a peat head yet. And
True.
And we were really, we've been kind of, I mean, we're morphing as we go. And I think I give everything a fair shot. I mean, we've got some Bottled and Bond is a great example. The bourbons, the ryes, heck, the scotches. I'll taste everything. So on that note, just to that comment, I think we're wide open. Now we play it up a little bit. I mean, you'll be like, he wants to do a 6-bottle of Laphroaig shootout, but that's just us. I mean, it's entertainment at the same time. I mean, but that being said, if I gave you $80, you're not going to go out and buy Laphroaigs. You're going to probably lean towards sherry. If I said $80 for a Scotch, you're probably going to get a sherry.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you gave me $80 and said, go get your preferred bottle or a bottle you'll like, that I know I like, I'm going to try something peaty. Mm-hmm. But that being said, I did not start out enjoying the peat when I was at my first or even second or even third whiskey tasting. This guy is the one that opens me up to the peat. He calls me on the Compass Box Peat Monster. Some of you fans know this story already. And he says, you got to try this. I come over to the house. I prejudge it by its light color.
Well, I had bought it because it had a good review in the Whiskey Advocate. And I picked it up and I said, hey, I got this.
Right.
Now, there was one or two videos where you said that I said, oh, this is really good, you got to try it, which wasn't quite how it happened.
I thought you were really saying you got to come try this.
I don't think I'd even opened it.
Had we even started filming episodes yet?
I don't think so.
We had.
No.
And I went over there to your house and I totally prejudged this blended, not this.
Yeah.
I prejudged this peat monster by its color.
It was really pale. Of course, no
amateur.
Yeah.
All right. Color has nothing, no bearing on it at all.
And you said they were marketing it.
Yes,
kids.
Children. They had this little monster on it, and it's Peat Monster, and I'm like, what the hell? And he's kind of looking at me like he does, like, hello, idiot, just try the juice. All right. So if anybody kind of shoots from the hip, I'll be honest, it's me.
Yeah.
Because then I try it, and I was like, what?
But
and you're like, yeah.
If you're a peat lover,
Yes.
Bart's palate is probably more suited to you.
Join me, Peat Monster, fellows.
If you're a sherry lover and don't care as much about the peat, my palate is probably more for you.
And that's what we would tell you. I would tell you that with any reviewer. It doesn't really matter who the reviewer is, in my opinion. I'm going to just tell you flat out. Find a reviewer that has a similar palate to yours. In other words, you've tried this and you had some of the same notes I did. And then you say, you know what? Generally, not on everything, but Bart's palate's similar to mine. Or I had a sherry and Bart was like left field from me, but Scott was right on. Whatever he says, if he tries something that blows him away on the sherry side, you might want to go try that. And we've had a lot of fans that have come on and said, hey, I tried X and I would have never tried it, but you said it was great, so I went and tried it. And that's one of the best ways, other than going to a tasting where you can try 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10 different types and say, well, I like that one and that
tasting.
one. That is, that would
10.
be huge. Well, I stretched it. Some of our early
Over a
tastings,
weekend.
we had 10 at a single tasting. Remember? Oh, yeah,
remember
we
that
did.
many.
We did. If you can't go to those tastings, listen to us if we're on your palate or some other follower that you think has a similar palate. Because that way you can refine and then go see, okay, I bought this. Bart liked it. Oh, I do too. And that's how
Safe
you
word.
can.
Safe word.
We don't have it yet. We'll have it soon. Safe word. Are you ready for me to say Scotch it?
No, I was going to bring up one more thing real quick from YouTube.
Safe word.
We
means
had a
shut up.
Yeah, basically, we need
To
one.
me.
We need some comments.
We're
we need some
working. We
suggestions
may have it
on safe
already.
words.
We may have the safe word.
So anyway, last week we got a new subscriber on YouTube.
Yes.
But he quoting him, seems like a great channel so far. Glad I subscribed.
Love the subscribers. Thumb us.
Now,
Subscribe.
safe word.
Sorry.
That user is truly badass American.
Wow.
That's his name.
It's like Chuck Norris's son.
Yeah. You know Chuck Norris has a polar bear rug?
What happened?
It's not dead. It's still alive. It's just too afraid to get up and leave.
Goodness.
So I said, you seem like a true badass. I'm glad you subscribed.
Yes.
So he just replied, thank you so much. Glad to be a part of the crew.
Bam.
Thank you.
Like only a badass would.
Truly badass American.
Truly badass American. Way to go.
Why didn't we come up with that name? We should be.
That
the
should be our
Truly
show.
Badass Americans.
Tune in to the Truly Badass Americans as we review whiskey.
Cut in.
And we're back now.
Is
We
it
forgot
worth
to
it?
do Is It Worth It? Is it worth it?
You bought this, so I don't know the price point,
God
and I'm going to
almighty.
hazard a guess you don't remember.
You're correct.
I've seen it. I'm guessing I think it's $60 to $70.
I want to say it was $65.
Yeah.
$65. Bought this back in January, if I remember right. That's why I don't remember. Yes, it's worth it. Yes, yes, yes. If you like Laphroaig, you'll like this.
I'm going to agree. I'm not going to buy it, but I'm thinking if you like peated whiskeys, if you like Laphroaig, it's worth $65.
God, I'm not even sure. It might have been a little bit less than that as an
Yeah.
NAS. You know what? If I will look and see if I can find a receipt. If I do, I'll put a note in here. If I can't, there'll be no note.
I'll just say I don't think you'd be disappointed.
No, it's billed for what it is. You're not going to be shocked. If you like Laphroaig, I think you'll like this. It's a little younger, a little more raw, but it's got some little craziness. It's a Frankenstein. So, is it worth it? Yes, and I'm surprised you're saying yes.
Yes.
All right, cool. Now we're out of here. Cheers. Scotch it, you Scotch gods.
Cilantro.
Dummies.